Mistakes wealthy people make that you should learn from. People normally think that wealthy people are better at money than others. However, what they fail to understand is making money and managing money are two completely separate ideas. When you finally reach success in building your wealth, you may be inclined to think, "I've finally made it. Now I can just rest easy and live my life." Those who are wealthy can actually make the same mistakes that the average Joe does. Unfortunately, in the case of rich people, there's a whole lot more at stake. In this video, you're going to learn about mistakes wealthy people make. Welcome to Lux Diva, the place to dream, learn, and improve your life. Number 1. Spoiling your children far too much. We get it. You want to give your kids the best that life has to offer. You buy your cute little children the biggest and the most expensive toys. They point at something, you scramble to buy it for them. However, pause a moment and ask yourself this: is this going to do more harm than good? You see, if you coddle your kids way too much, it will not help in making them stronger. You won't actually see their lives crumbling before your eyes because, of course, you'll be there to support them and shield them from everything. However, your grandkids will take the blow and life will be full of suffering for them. You have raised your children to never suffer, so they never had the chance to learn to stand on their own. You should give your children just enough to have a chance to do anything that they want in life, if they are willing to put in the work, but not so much that they won't learn to do things on their own. Number 2, betraying your principles. Have you ever felt tempted to accept bribes just to add a little to your bank account? Well, there will be times in your life when you will stumble on several shortcuts that don't exactly align with your moral compass. What do you need to do? You need to resist the urge to take those shortcuts. You are where you are now because you had the intelligence and the experience to know better. If you betray your principles, you'll find yourself sacrificing much more just for a quick buck. Number 3, thinking you can buy your way to a longer life. When was the last time that you had a checkup? Some wealthy people believe in the notion that they can buy their health anytime they want to. Unfortunately, that's far from the truth. Slow down. Don't be going at full throttle all the time. Let your body rest every now and then. There is a saying, health is wealth. Take care of your health because it will cost you a fortune if you don't listen to your body. A few days ago, one of our good friends finally came around to catch up. She too is a young professional, quite brilliant actually, having started her own nutritional health company. The past several times we tried to get together, she claimed she was too busy, and we had no reason to doubt her. This time around, she reached out to us and finally confessed that she has heart disease and had to get a stent, a small tube put into her heart to help prevent the artery walls from collapsing, put in. We were blown away because we are all about the same age and have similar lifestyles. In fact, her diet is way better than most of us, her knowing so much about nutrition. The thing is, you just don't know how long your life is going to be. Take care of your health and get regular checkups. She was fortunate that she caught the problem early. Take a moment and be grateful to be where you are in life now. Number 4, living beyond your means. Consider this. A couple of years back, you were just living on cheap cup noodles. Now that you've got some dough, you're living a luxurious life. You're having truffles for breakfast, you go to that fancy restaurant for lunch, and you eat caviar for dinner. It's not too bad to make your life more relaxing or pleasant. Yes, you can replace that old bed you've been using for decades. You're allowed to move into a better neighborhood for security purposes. But you have to make sure that you're keeping the cost of your lifestyle in moderation. Finance expert Suze Orman once said, "Just because you can afford it doesn't mean you should buy it." Do you think that you're still wealthy if you're making 30,000 a month but are spending 10,000 a week? Well, that's over 40,000 a month. Way more than what you actually make. You'll end up broke. Remember, wealth is determined by how much money you make relative to how much money you spend. Ultimately, having the money should not be your end goal. Keeping and growing the money you have is. Number 5. Detaching from the world. Those who are wealthy may want to withdraw from others for a lot of understandable reasons. When you're rich, it isn't easy to find people you can truly trust. So you just want to retreat and spend time with those you find trustworthy. However, because of your isolation, you might find yourself losing touch with the things ordinary people deal with day to day. When you talk to them and they tell you about their problems, your brain will immediately shift into business mode and you will try to think of a way to solve those problems. But they don't want to hear the answers to their problems. They were just complaining and they were hoping you would listen, as most people do. Just show them that you empathize with their situation and move on. Be sure to look for ways to understand ordinary people and their world. Try to understand their perspective. Look for ways to remain grounded in the world around you. Number 6. Thinking that you've outgrown your partner. This is fairly common. You have been with your significant other since before you even became wealthy. Because of a lot of hard work and maybe a bit of luck, your business flourishes and grows tremendously while your partner's financial growth stays the same. In a blink of an eye, you're making way more money than they do. They have been with you through thick and thin, and now they're just so glad that you've reached where you've always wanted to be. However, now that you have found success, you have all the attention. Everyone is telling you just how great and awesome you are, while your partner begins to pale in comparison in terms of financial success. This is where you get bothered by thoughts like, did I marry the right one? What if I married this other person who was just as successful as I am instead? Cracks begin to appear. Each night, you find yourself thinking about someone else and your partner can see that. If you don't figure things out, things will only become uglier from there. Consider this. If you weren't successful, would that new person still stick with you? Remember, people who like you because you have money are easy to find. But people who love you regardless, they're as rare as a blue moon. Number 7. Feeling bad when people criticize your decisions. Have you ever supported an important cause and then ended up being berated for not supporting another cause that someone finds equally or more important? Wealthy or not, you can't please everyone. No matter where you go and what you do, there will always be people who will find fault with what you're doing. Do you remember the story of the man, the boy, and the donkey? A man, his son, and their donkey were walking at the market. When somebody saw that the man and his son were not riding the donkey, they were called foolish. So, they decided to have the boy ride the donkey. Soon after, a group of men called the son lazy for forcing his father to walk. Flustered, the man and his son swapped places. However, soon after, another passerby called the father shameless and lazy for making his poor son walk by himself. They didn't know what to do at this point, so they decided that they would both ride the donkey. Unfortunately, when someone saw both the man and his son riding their donkey, a man jeered at them. Aren't you ashamed for overloading that poor donkey? Life is exactly like that. If nobody rides the donkey, someone will criticize you. If you ride the donkey, again, someone will criticize you. If you let your son ride the donkey, surprise, surprise, someone will still criticize you. No matter how hard you try, you can't make everyone happy. You see, we once supported a cancer research center, but we were shocked to realize that there were others who found fault with that. We didn't know that during the same time as the cancer fundraising run, there was also an event to help raise funds for autism. There were people who got upset and asked us why we didn't help the autism awareness campaign as well. Giving is giving. Even if you work hard and do the right thing to help, someone will still find fault with you. So, when people criticize you, you just keep in mind that it's impossible to help and please everyone. Choose the battles that are important to you. That's it for today's video. Did we miss anything in this video? Let us know by leaving a comment down below. Please also hit like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any amazing future videos. Thank you for watching. See you! Okay, so if you're still watching the video, then sit tight and relax. We have a bonus for you. Final bonus. What's next? Let's say you've pushed forward for years and you have suddenly reached your goals. Now, you're exactly where you imagined you will be. You have bought everything you wanted. You have the position you have been striving for. You have built your dream life. What's next? We know a lot of people who suddenly realize that they don't know what to do next in their lives right after reaching the point they have always hungered for. It's like their sole purpose was to get themselves at that position in life. That's why we want you to think of what you are going to do. Make plans about what your life will be like after you get the money, after you achieve the goal. What are your passions? What do you want to do next? Think about it, and we hope that all of you will reach the next stage in your plan. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.